Elden Ring. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words of the developer. The new fantasy action role-playing game. Rise, tarnished, and be guided by grace to brandish the power of the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord in the lands between. Yes, guys, this is my review of Elden Ring. I didn't review the game when it first came out. I tried to play it. That was not a review. I gave it none out of 10, simply because it didn't work. But I don't want to go into all of that now. I had to buy it on the PlayStation 5, and this is reviewed on the PlayStation 5 because the PC version is just a fucking mess. So this is part one of the review because the game is so freaking big, and I'm not completing the game. I can't. I'm in the middle of a house move. I'm playing as often as I can, and I have sunk in a lot of hours so far. I don't know where I'll end up, but I'm going to try my hardest to play it again over the next few days. I'm set up in a dining room in a gutted house that we're about to leave because the house move's going awful, but we will get there in the end. More on that in an update video. Anyway, let's get on with Elden Ring. So I'm using a controller. I promised that I would review this. I put it off because my arm, with it being, the elbow broken, I couldn't hold the controller and spam the buttons. So what I decided to do is I've created an Astrologer. And I'm using the controller. Obviously, it's on the PlayStation 5. And I have to say, guys, it looks fucking awesome. The graphics are so good in this game. It's really nice. You do get a lot of pop-in. Well, not a lot of pop-in, but you get a bit of pop-in in certain areas, certain zones of the game, which, it does detract a little bit from the beauty of it. But there's so many different biomes, if that's the right word for these, that just jaw-dropping. The world map is fantastic. It's a really good map, and some of the places you just stop and you go, oh my goodness, and then you get fucking wrecked. You shouldn't stop in this game. Keep fucking riding your horse, because if you stop, you're going to get trashed off something because you have no idea what level they are. There's no boundaries. There's no markers saying step one more foot and thou shalt diest. There's none of that. It's just you go anywhere you want, and you're probably going to get wrecked off everything that you can see. And I like that. It's not hand-holdy at all. It's like exciting and adventurous. But anyway, I picked the Astronomer, which is a mage class, and I was very disappointed at how fucking boring the mage combat is. You get, 3 fucking spells? You can get more later on, but you only get about 4 or 5 slots to put them in. I'm used to having like 20 spells as a mage. You're spamming the same shite over and over again. And do you know what? A lot of people said, oh, don't start as the astronomer. You're going to get wrecked because it's a glass cannon. And it is. If an enemy just sneezes, you die. But I've just been trashing them all. I mean, I'm not finding this game so far hard. I'm only in the start zone at this moment in time, and I have got a lot of the game to explore, and I shall before I bring my final judgment or score, if you like, on this game. But at the minute, I'm just enjoying myself, going around the starting area, collecting all the shit, touching all the graces, and collecting stuff to give myself more flasks of mana and health potions, which are absolutely vital in this game. There's so much to do in the game. There's so many things to see. There's so much to do with your stats. I love the fact that you've got free reign to build whatever the fuck you want. I mean, my mage he's already starting to be a bit fucked up. I've just gone massive into intellect and what's the other one? Which gives me a bigger mana pool. So I've just gone total glass cannon with this guy. I've got a rapier sword that I googled. Where's a good sword for a starting mage? And I've had to Google a bit of stuff to find my way around because it's one of them games. I can't spend 1 billion hours on this. I can only spend a bit of time here and a bit of time there. So I have followed a couple of guides just to point me in the right direction, which has been very, very helpful. But can I just say, most of the guides, in fact, no, all of the guides that I have currently seen, all involve glitching. The amount of fucking glitches, it's like, oh yeah, here's a way to get this. You're not supposed to have it yet, but if you do this and that and that and this and that and that and that and this, you'll get it. It's like, well, isn't that just not the way the game's meant to be played? Yeah, but everybody else is doing it, so you do it too. And it's all about fucking glitching this, glitching that, jump off here, jump off there, glitch this, glitch that. Do you know what? Here's something, right? I was exploring as you do, and I ran into this place which was really barren and desolate, but looks great. Giant fucking crows ate me face the first time I went in there. Second time I went in there, I ran past the giant crow, and I was running down because there was a grace nearby, and I thought, man, I want that grace, because graces are like the fires, the bonfires in Dark Souls. Well, I'll talk a bit more about graces in a second, because I've got a fucking bone to pick with graces. But anyway, I was running down to where this grace was, and I was getting chased off these raptors, and I thought, fuck that. And then I saw all these troops nearby blowing fucking trumpets, and I thought, fuck that. Then I saw this fucking wall, and I thought, fuck that. I jumped over the wall, and I ran like fuck. And then I saw this archer on the tower shooting at us. I thought, that. And then I finally found the grace, and I stopped at the grace, and I was just about to reset everything when I started getting all this XP. What was happening was the raptors that were chasing me started fighting the troops, and every time one of them died, I got the fucking XP. So I was sitting there watching TikTok videos, wishing I was a TikTok star while I was leveling up, guys. It was just what the fuck. But yeah, the game's full of them kind of exploity things. But anyway, the grace thing, here's an even better one. With the grace thing, you can rush in. There was I'll see if I can find the clip. I've got so many clips recorded, I probably won't be able to find it, but there was a thing I wanted, and it was guarded by a giant. And I just ran in, grabbed the loot. The giant one-shotted me for doing so, and I thought, that's fine, there's a grace outside. I respawned. I lost all me XP, if you like. It was in there where I died. So I rode back in, picked up the XP, ran out. The giant's chasing me. I'll get you. And I says, no, you won't, because I'm going to reset you right now on this grace. Bing. And he just vanished. That kind of fucked up immersion. You can do whatever you want. As soon as you get to a grace, you can reset the entire fucking game, essentially. Everybody resurrects when you hit a grace. It's kind of... Guys, I'm not feeling that this game is challenging at all at this moment in time. I'm feeling way overpowered, and I haven't been going around like leveling up like a dick or exploiting. I've just been playing the game, following the way you go, just collecting seeds to get myself plenty of flasks. And I don't know how many bosses I've killed, probably about 15 so far, and I've been killed off a few of them because the one shot me. I've got no health, but when I unleash with my spells, I absolutely destroy them. And the thing about a mage is you've got to have somebody to tank. And I have these wolves. They're hilarious. I picked them up. They were a spirit. You get these spirit things that you can summon. They take a lot of mana. But I've got these 3 wolves, and I just go into a boss fight, summon the wolves, and they jump on the face of the boss and say, hey, I'm going to bite you in the fucking nose. The boss doesn't like his nose being bitten, so he concentrates on the wolves while I absolutely destroy them with my magic. And I've googled these spirit things because I really do like them, and there's a one I'm going for, which I'm forgetting his name, and I'm going to get him because he's even more crazy than the f***ing wolves. So I'm going to get him. He'll be active in part 2 of this video, and yeah, I'm going to bring down more bosses. I want to kill the knight at the very beginning. There's this gold prick on a fucking horse who's riding around thinking he's it, and I want to kill him, so I'm going to probably come and kill him as well. But I'm going to progress a bit more into the game, kill a few more bosses, get a few of the world big bosses down, and level up. As I'm going to try and get to level 50 if I can before I do the part 2 of this review. So I'm going to keep going, keep pushing into some more tougher lands, see how it goes. So far, yeah, it's quite a surprisingly good game so far. It's way better than Dark Souls, in my opinion, and I hate Souls-like games, and this is a Souls-like game, but so far, it's way better than Dark Souls, and we'll see where it goes with part 2. I'm not going to score it yet, because I'm still in the start zone. That. Let's get out of the start zone, let's get into a bit of the old, ooh, these are bad zones, and see what happens.